I remember that song very well as being the song that we fought Ruinguard Island to. Wandering in with no shielder, no healer, half health, half, like, not even fully topped off stamina. Good times. Thanks for that, everyone. Everyone who was a part of that. Somehow clutched it out, only losing, I think we lost Yelan once and we lost Xiangling twice. That's how long that fight went on. Hello. Welcome. I misspoke on the Discord, by the way. My wife did not lose her 50-50 within the first 10 pull. She'd been pulling for a while on various different banners, just throwing, you know, like a wish here, a wish there, for a while. The last time she pulled on anything was, like, actually wanting to get the character was probably Ayaka in the Inazuma Chronicle. Because I don't think she kind of wanted Emily, and she kind of but she really wanted a Mualani, and ended up getting her, but not before losing her 50-50 to Jean at, I think she'd been around 50-ish pity. It was just in her first 10 pull of that night. She got Jeaned, but around 50 pity she lost Mualani's 50-50 to Jean, and then came back and dumped another 60 and got her Mualani, and then had some left over and started pulling on Chaska. But she ended up R5 getting a C5 Ororon, a C5 Aoife, a random off-field, a random off-banner Goro to get her to C3 for Goro, and then I can't remember what constellation Bennett she has, but wild pulls. And then the other 4 stars that she got, what did she get? A huge stuff, a Widzith, a Rain Slasher, and something else that was huge. Anyways, I put it in the Discord. Hello, welcome. What is up, Monday? Fabricio, Jabrilia, Tim, Lone Wolf, hello. Iman, what up? Early for once, hello, welcome. Hello, Akun. Home today, so can be here. Welcome, welcome. What is up, Spides? Hello, Halcyon. Hello, Kirin. Hello, hello. Welcome. What is up, Yuri? What's going on? Lost 50 to Jean on Inefa's banner. Got her C1 on Standout. I recorded the Justice for C0 Dehya video, which I was literally going to title the video C0 Dehya Sucks. But I stacked her with artifacts. I gave her like a pretty decent build. With a Mona Bubble, she actually critted on her burst to the tune of 35,000 damage in her first strike, and then her follow-up punches were 17,000, something like that. The audio was muted the whole time. So I still have the footage. I don't know if I'm because after I finished filming the video, I activated her constellation, and then I realized that why had I muted that audio? So I might put that out there just without sound, maybe just like put music over it. But maybe this will be an excuse to throw as a short. Maybe just a short. But yeah. So now I have a C1 Dehya, who will probably hit even harder than I was really surprised. Popping Mona's bubble landed her a pretty decent number on the first hit of her burst. The problem is after that it tapers off. With a really good build, like using some of Arle's artifacts from Gladiator and using that crit damage Blackcliff Slasher, she still could only manage to eke out just barely 17,000 and then critting for high 20s, low 30s. Now, all of that damage stacked up together is over 100k, but it's just my problem still with Dehya is that being able to like eke out that damage with that 100 over time, that's something that someone like Nuvi does, right? But it's really easy for him to have every one of his hits, every single one in that water gun blast be over 30,000. And you get more hits per second as well. But level 70 C3 Dehya on Tenacity for Pyro application. Yeah, oddly enough, when I originally built my Dehya, I was gonna try to have a build that would be able to like just one build that's decent if I want to use her as a DPS and decent if I want to use her for off field, which is why she has 45,000 HP, but she also has those artifacts in a emblem set. So I don't know where I'm heading with the character next. Probably gonna build her, probably gonna rebuild her with a tenacity set and just stack her with HP. But I want to put one video out there showcasing a budget DPS Dehya PS build. Also, small little thing as well. We have a new damage high, and I put it together in a little edited video with some music. I was able to replicate this. So apologies if it's a bit loud in volume, but we have a new damage high. Which is huge for my account and my artifact spread and my characters. That is the biggest damage by far that I'd done. And that's an Arle, Qiaoying, and Bennett Seedlali team. And I looked at that and I was like, oh wait, that is Mawika's best team. So then I did the same team, just replacing the DPS with Mawika. Holy shit. Which is by far, not even close, the biggest damage my account has ever even, it's not even close. Like for my account, that is insane damage. I know that C0 Mawika, even without her signature, is capable of 1 million, but with my artifact spread, because her artifacts have been rolling like shit. So the fact that even a poorly built Mawika can eke out that kind of damage, and then obviously like Arlecchino, her burst hit for 200k. C6 Arlecchino can hit for 6 million, but for my characters, my artifact spread, my weapons, and my build, that was bonkers. So it was definitely yeah, my first 1000 damage was a melt reaction with Yanfei in Dragonspine, right around here. It was right around this area. And I don't think I noticed it at the time. Someone commented it on the YouTube comments and was just like, I think that's your first 1000 damage. I was like, wait, what? Where? So Adding this little nugget to the team has leapt up our damage ceiling like crazy. But Mona served us very well. I will still probably, I don't know if I'll take her to 90, but I think I'll put another, well, yeah, I'll final phase her and I'll put another rank up in her because she was so helpful for such a long time. She was the person to go to when I just needed to do damage and just grind domains and stuff. So I still am very affectionate for this character, but we have a new team of hey, I just need to grind this boss. I just need to grind this domain. We have new team members for that. And that's not even a level 90 Bennett either. That's Bennett level 80 with a level 8 burst. That's a level 6 burst for Malwika that just hit for 346. Level 6 with only 148 crit damage. So highest 750. Wonder what my because obviously 346 is the highest that I've ever done. I wonder what. Where is it? Hola. What is the achievement that tells you the purveyor of punishment? It's at the top of whatever it is, right? Is it in the first? Is it in Wonders of the World? Purvey. Okay. Punish. No way. That Malwika hit is now my biggest damage? 346, 460 is what that was, wasn't it? I could have sworn that we've hit way higher than that on a trial. I've now surpassed the trials that we've done. I also wasn't intending on going for like max, but that's crazy. I've now surpassed the trials that I've done. Because I was sure that I guarantee before that. No, wait, no. This was 8-8, and I recorded that. I recorded Mav's thing last night, so that's not what. Or no, wait, no. This is when the over 50,000 was done, because that's 8-8-24. Oh, it is. Hey, I thought the trials did count because that's why. Because I had triple-digit damage on the Purveyor of Punishment long before my teams were able to put out triple-digit six-figure damage. Thank you, Granny. Also, what's she reading? I never looked at what. Oh, she's reading romance novels. That makes this interaction way cuter. All right. Not that. That's not what I'm trying to do. Switch to squirrelfish. She has different books she reads? Really? I can see a lot of you reading before Sun and Moon. It could happen. The thing is with Pyro DPSs, when I look at this team, I'm like, okay, any of my Pyro DPSs, Yoimiya could slot into that team. DPS Dehya could slot into that team. Yanfei could slot into that. Because you have Shilonen for shred and heals. You have Bennett for another heal, another source of healing, and his buff. You see Lali for melt and shield. And so practically any Pyro DPS could fit pretty well in this team. Since we're heading to Chenyu, we're gonna pull out a Liyue team. The little Yanfei blep. And okay, another small. Should I and can I watch the new teaser that just dropped today? Another random Wednesday that they just dropped a teaser. I think I can. Okay. All right. I'm still kind of getting used to the fact that I'm all caught up. Oh, it's a short one too. Just like Yanfei. I'm sorry. Just like Yanfei. A lantern in the night.
Thus did I foresee. Waves crashing on the shore. The night sky devoured by deathly silence.
Who is this talking? Hey, it's Ether. Oh no, it's ethereals. Oh, hello there.
May I lend a hand?
Ooh. Whoa, what does that mean? Hydro and electro?
The night cometh. This is no place to linger on a foggy night. Allow me to escort you out.
Yes, sir. I forgot that the game music was still playing. He reminds me of he looks like a Final Fantasy character. And that's not a bad thing, by the way. Electro polearm. Another one for polearm impact. Such a polite gentleman. Lunar charged. I don't think I really understood lunar charged when we played Inefa. If I'm being honest. Well then. First electro polearm. Iansan? Lunar charge is just electro charge but with a different damage formula. Oh. And Sino. Electro charge, but it crits, I guess. Makes 4, all of them 5 stars. Oh yeah, huh. And Raiden, duh. Yeah, Eon-san's not a 5-star. However, for the past, there's actually a lot of electro. There's actually a lot of electro polearm users. Inefa, Raiden, Eon-san, Sino. However, despite the fact that she is just a 4-star, where the hell is she? Despite the fact that she's just a 4-star, she is the side scale, the only side scale for Bennett in 5 years. So, how well does she work as a Bennett side scale, by the way, in your opinion? I do like that, her thing moves around with you. That was always a problem with certain characters, with Bennett, especially if I played Overload reactions, because they would just fly outside of his range or something, or The biggest thing with I don't know where I was going with that. Okay, I gotta activate that quest. It's the butterflies. Yes. This is the fish lady quest, right? No. Gotcha. That's Nutland. Oh, 10 years of Blessings of Sunken Jade. Been a while, Yenfei. We had you out, we took you out for a walk, a bit ago. Like, relatively recently. You really could slot that same team that I had with Arle and, oh, I'm gonna mark this. With Arle and Mawika, you really could slot that same team in for Yenfei and she'd be pretty good. Always take your deers for a walk. I'm gonna mark this, but I'm not gonna do it right now. Turret pose. How's everyone doing today, by the way? We didn't roll on Shark yet today, did we? I can buy another wish. And also, yeah, we discussed that yesterday, that the royal weapons aren't really worth having. I already got my Beto from this shop, so I actually am going to buy. Boop. Yes. Cool, now have 5 for the shark. Maybe she writes tiny. Ah, youngsters, over here. Ah, finally, you're here. Something the matter? Oh, are you young master? Young master, are you the son of the Fayoun Commerce Guild's manager? We're here to investigate. Oh my, so you are the Commerce Guild's young master. My apologies. I was only considering your wondrously fashionable attire and your flying companion. Your conduct, too, was unlike ours, that I assumed that you must have come from Liyue Harbor to discuss matters with us. Lu, I am surnamed, and all in the village call me Grandpa Lu. Apologize, I must. Recent years have not been kind. I have not even the tea to treat you two as guests. The Adepti will certainly not be satisfied with the tea ceremony this year. Grandpa Lu? This stuff is right behind you. Aren't those tea leaves? The quality is far too lacking. How could I possibly serve such things to my guests? Speaking honestly, we are waiting for someone from the Fayoun Commerce Guild, for we must discuss with them the tea leaf problem. They are our biggest customers, after all. The crux of the matter is that this batch of tea is simply unsatisfactory, whether it be in terms of taste or quantity. This is an open secret among tea merchants. Old Luo, the village chief, the village chief has also decided that no tea may be sold until the quality problem is solved. I have heard tell of the young master of the Commerce Guild is exceptionally smart and skilled. If he has caught wind that this year's tea harvest is lacking in both quality and quantity, I thought, he would come in person. If not, send someone else here. So, here I wait. Anyway, the problem with tea leaves, I believe it lies with the soil. A problem with the soil? Indeed. I have lived here my whole life and worked with tea since I was but a wee lad, and I can notice problems that others may miss. As I see it, and may Adeptus Fujin bless us, It must be an imbalance in our soil and water. Adeptus Fujing? Oh, so you've also heard the tale. That's quite rare. Even among locals, few remember. There's a cat behind me. Can you hear him screaming? Many, many years ago, Qiaoying village was nothing but a barren hill. Terrifying demons dwelt there, and it was all thanks to Adeptus Fujing that the demons were defeated, and tea trees were planted, allowing our ancestors to come live here. This looks really good, by the way. Look at the low-hanging fog around the mountains. But if it's really a problem with the water and soil, then I don't know what we can do about it. Actually, that's exactly why we've been asked to come investigate. Oh, so does that mean you believe me, young master? I believe you. Is that so? That makes things easy. Come, I'll bring the tea leaf samples and let's go have a talk with old Lou. Something wrong, Grandpa Lou? Young master and young lady, if it's not too much trouble, could you pretend you're from the Feiyun Commerce Guild when we are meeting with old Lo? Village Chief Lo is a good person, but how to put this? He puts more trust in machines, his cultivation techniques, fertilizers, and things like that. I mentioned an imbalance in the soil and water before, and we parted on bad terms. But if it was the young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild, I can give it a try. Doesn't seem like a good plan to Paimon. Yeah. He's a Hu Tao main. Yeah. Don't worry. Even if he sees through it, it's nobody's fault but mine. Nobody's idea but mine. None of the blame shall fall on you. Let's go. Chenyu's blessings of sunken... Well, in that case, Grandpa.
Chivalry will never die.
I've got just the man for the job. Go to the tea making... Oh, there's the cat that I heard. Go to the tea making workshop. What a goat. I haven't used... ouch. Bit my tongue. I haven't used anything with Adeptus tea, have I?
There's always some fool trying to mess with me.
You are... Dum-dum. Dum-dum. Oh, this is the bird talk. Drank till throat sore. Drank till throat sore. Deserved. Deserved. See ya, silly. Birds can talk? Ha! Ignorant. Birds have words. Who said not? Now I'm Why are you ticked off, Ether? Wah! Wah! Bullhead! Bullhead! Indeed. Leo does love talking birds, just like Kakuku. Ooh, do I have any? I haven't captured a bird. Oh my gosh, I don't have any nets either. But we do have nuts to make up for it. No nets, but do have nuts.
Body and mind.
Uncle Lou, this batch still isn't any good. They're not fragrant enough when you dry them, so they get so dry and brittle that you can't even put them in the roller. Even the ones that survive the secondary processes come out the other end a complete disaster. Are you sure it isn't a problem with the machine? Are you sure you haven't forgotten how to operate it? What a thing to say. How could we dare be so clueless with you looking over our shoulders? How could you indeed? Grab Baloo. Excuse me. Hi, it's Grandpa Lou. Jin, get back to work. And this respectable-looking young man is... I'm the young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Hey, just who the heck calls themselves young master? This is my servant. It will suffice to call her Mini Pie. Yeah, that's it. Call me Mini Pie. Oh, in that case. Welcome, welcome. A guest like you is a rare treat indeed. We have been quite reliant on the assistance of the Commerce Guild for many a year, but as for what's happened this year, I suspect you have already heard about it. What's wrong? You're looking pretty miserable. Did Jin mess up at work again? You all mocking me again. My apologies, dear guests. Normally I would invite guests from afar to sample our new teas, but this year's batch, well, you know. No tea? Are you seriously going to let me, the young master... No need to stand on ceremony, Chief Lo. We're here to help. Yeah, the young master is very concerned about the tea leaves, so there's no need to be tied up with formalities, Chief Lo. Well, very well then. To tell the truth, this batch of tea leaves is no good either. They can't be dried, and I can't tell if they were bad when they were picked, or if it's a problem with the machine in our workshop. A man of industry. I'm drinking coffee, not tea. Do you think he'll mind? How is that difficult? Why not just use some of the older leaves you have in stock and see if the product you can get from drying them is any different? If the product is normal, then you'll know it isn't a problem with the machine. Seriously, I've told you this before. Forget it. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, good sir from the Fayun Commerce Guild. As we have important guests present, then we'll give your method a try. Jin, do we have any fresh tea leaves remaining from older batches? There's some in the warehouse. What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, good one. We've been talking here for a good long while now, and you weren't listening to a single word, were you? Go fetch some of the older batches, then process it along with some of the newer stuff that Grandpa Lou brought using the machine. Don't you dare skip a single step. I'll be watching you. After a bit, Jim brings back 2 batches of freshly dried tea. How about this? I see our 2 guests are quite young. They might prefer snacks to tea tasting. Why not turn these 2 batches into tea cakes? The quality of each will be evident with a single taste. What do you think, Old Lo? Agreed. We'll do just that then, Jin. Listen up. Take these 2 batches of tea leaves and make them into 2 different tea cakes. 1 cake from each batch. Don't you dare get even a single tea leaf mixed up. Yes, sir, Uncle Lo. You want me to mix them all into 1 cake? Oh, I can't even. Sorry for the long wait. We've got both tea cakes here. Let's try them one at a time, shall we? Well, how's the taste? The first one tasted a bit strange, but the second one was delicious. I agree. You can just be an asshole the whole time during this quest, can't you? I agree. The tea cakes made from the tea we had in stock taste fine. Alright, you win. So according to you, the tea processing machinery is fine. Pardon my yawns, haven't been getting good sleep lately. In other words, the problem is with the tea itself. This new batch of tea, it's just not as good as before. So the water and soil. But perhaps it's the cauldron that's the problem. It's old and in disrepair, just like the Geo Archon, which must have offended the Adeptus, causing the tea to deteriorate. No. It's the soil and water. It's the elements that nourish the soil. Enough. Let's get that technician in charge of the tea cauldron in here first. It's that Fontanian, the one from the Fontaine Research Institute. What was it again? Names such a pain to pronounce. Jin, go get her, would you? Jin? Just where did that lazy loafer abscond to this time? That brainless nitwit. I was gonna have him go to Yilong Wharf and search for our technician. Would you specifically need someone from Fontaine to fix it? Well, whether Liu or Fontaine, most things powered by elemental energy work more or less the same principles, yes? If a Fontanian engineer can fix it, so can our taumaturges. It just so happens that Miss Miss Haute Montagne likes to travel around Liyue, passes through here every so often, and loves to offer her services. So as for this round of tea cauldron maintenance, well, let's leave it to her. So you see, honored guests, I really am sorry, but I need to trouble you to go to Qiaoying Wharf and find our technician, Miss Haute Montagne. It's more likely that than not she's found herself a show there that she can't tear her eyes away from. How could you possibly dare to ask our guests to do such a thing? Oh, Lua, you misunderstand me. Our honored guest already has business to attend to at Qiaoying Wharf, and it would just be passing along a message on their way. It's nothing really. Is that so? Huh? Is that so? It would seem to be so. I'm truly sorry then. And if you would, honored guests, old Lu, I'll leave it to you to accompany them. Aye, thanks for your hard work. You scared old Lu, yeah. You scared old Lu so much when he was jumping at his own shadow. You mentioned earlier that you were here to investigate the water and soil, right? Best you head over to Qiaoying Wharf then. It isn't far from the headwaters, and there are ruins left by the Adepti along the way. So if you're looking for clues, there's your best bet. As for passing a message to Haute Montagne, well, please lend a hand, would you? Give old Lu some peace of mind, so he doesn't worry himself to death. Even a mini pie can handle a thing so trivial. Why are you still acting? The show's over. And what's with calling Paimon Mini Pie anyway? Anyway, just leave it to us. You can rest easy, Grandpa Lu. Such great kids you are. Really great kids. Oh, right. I noticed that you two really enjoyed the tea cake. Why don't I teach you the recipe? Ooh! Next time you come by with some quality tea leaves, you'll be able to make some for yourselves. In any case, safe travels. Be careful on the mountain paths, and mind you, don't slip. But what if I want to? Ooh, hell yeah. I bet I have everything I need to make that as well. Because the probably primary ingredient is tea that I'm walking on. Leave the village. Thanks for your services there, Singcho. I love Jinyu. Just up. It's a golden cart. Seems similar to the edible energy the Adeptus granted us, don't you think? Oh wait, okay, wait, hang on. I don't have anything in my quest log of. I can't remember what she told us when we first got teleported into that little area. The fish lady with the pretty dress. Oh, hello there! I spy test subjects, milady. That worked.
Let me weave you a verb.
That's not the right button.
Get them! You're toast! Motion to compel.
You might not wanna stand in water when there's a pyro DPS nearby. Just a tip. The carp are really. Oh, I'm on the chest. The carp are really pretty. Conry, Paimon, you two are indeed brilliant as expected. Upon seeing my dissipated adeptal energy, you immediately understood the assignment. Of course, we're super duper experienced adventurers, you know. Still, why didn't you say anything sooner? You didn't just forget, did you? About that. Should not the path of the Adepti be full of challenges? 'Tis merely a test of your wisdom. Call me the master test taker. Many do. Speaking of which, just what's the problem with the soil and water you mentioned before? Grandpa Lou was also sure that this was behind the deteriorating quality of the tea leaves. Yes, you two have seen Qiaoying village. Should the quality and quantity of tea leaves continue to decline, so will the village, until finally, in the years to come, it degenerates back into what it was millennia before, a desolate mountain forest. I understand what you mean. Yeah, if their industry goes, well, that's their whole export. That's their only export. It's kind of hard to wrap your brain around. Can bad tea really destroy Qiaoying village? There's a lot of ghost towns all around the US where I currently live. Like there's old mining, maybe not mining towns, but there's a lot of old mining towns where I grew up in Colorado, where just like the mines dried up and the people left. And they could be just small communities where there's like 4 houses and a post office, or out in the middle of the prairie in the United States, where it could have been a town where there was a water stop and a post office or something like that, but it was just a water stop for a train once every like 20 miles during the steam engine days, and a lot of those towns never grew beyond a handful of houses, and some of them just dried up altogether. It's true. The Lord of Geo would not stand idly by as disaster befell. Were the sky to collapse, the conqueror of demons and other adepti would do their utmost to support it. Should the waters under Elong Wharf breach the dikes and flood, Liyue Harbor would aid the villagers. But without tea, that is, until the Geo Archon was murdered. But without tea, this stretch of mountains would, or Qiaoying village rather, would lose its very reason to exist in human eyes. That makes sense when you put it like that. Paimon understands. So, are you two willing to help me correct the imbalance in the water and soil? What do you say, Mini Pie? Who the heck is Mini Pie? Never heard this name before. But Paimon wants to help Adeptus Fujin and Qiaoying village. When she thinks about such delicious tea cakes being lost forever just because there's no good tea, it would be a big shame, wouldn't it? Yes, that's excellent. Your willingness is commendable, and one is grateful to you both. Now, back to business. When it comes to how, why did I just get a sus vibe from her with that? Also, her dress is so freaking pretty. Now, back to business. When it comes to how to resolve the disharmony in the soil and water, one is indeed well aware of what to do. First, you must go up against the currents and seek the jade treasures thrown into the waters. In the end, we must perform the ancient Rainjade rite once more, dispelling the miasma that has settled over the mountains and fields and into rivers, restoring the water veins and soil. Okay, I got it. But, just how do we do the ritual? Adeptus Fujin? What's wrong? Oh, nothing. As for the ritual, it's still a bit early for that. Well then, we'll see each other a bit later. And she's gone. See ya. According to her, it's like that Abyss Herald that we got down to. We didn't even get to their shield phase. They're just like, all right, bye, and just Homer Simpsoned out of there. According to her, we need to go against the current. That just means upstream, right? That's the same direction as the Elong Wharf. Let's go. Wait, Ether, the chest! The chest, Ether! What the? Hello, Tolai Impact. Apologies for this. Forgot that was still active. Enjo. No, with Dane. When we fought in Boreas's arena, or the same one that we did fight at Boreas's arena, but when we fought in the domain, like in the deep down, the Hydro Herald. Though I don't understand it in the least, I still think it's amazing. Just watching her stand there, singing, or sing while walking around, or sing while sitting, and then sing while she lifts her hand, and slowly lets it fall, all while ceaselessly singing. I really don't know what kind of magical powers the old lady has. Babbling, chanting, singing, and reciting and crying. I haven't got a clue what she's saying, but it's amazing. Little Mao, can you understand? That's just how opera singing is. And weren't there fight scenes later? There was that old uncle dude who could do 88 flips and tricks. Riveting stuff. Yeah, it's great. It's just a shame that I don't understand a thing. A whole bunch of people fighting and jumping all over the place, all super flashy and such. One-on-one, several all fighting each other, 5 or 6 taking turns. It's just almost addictive. Hello, we're looking for a technician from Fontaine. Chief Lo and Grandpa Lu said, what name did they give us again? Haute Montagne. That's you, right? Automontag. That's my guess. Automontag. Montag. Yeah, that's my guess. Automontag. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. That's my guess. Sounds just like Grandpa Lou sent you. Sounds like Grandpa Lou sent you, all right? Just call me Automontag. I'm a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. I'm the young master. I am but one who comes to the aid of the oppressed in their moment of need. A disciple of the Guhua. What do you mean you're from the Guhua class? Alright, so he's Connery and Paimon's Paimon. It was Grandpa Lou who sent us looking for you. Mr. Connery, Miss Paimon, hello! I'm Little Mao, a friend of Mountain's. Automontag. Xiao Miao. Xiao Mao. We are sorry, French people. The G is silent. Hot montagne. Hot montagne. Hot mom. I won't finish that. Yes, that's what my name means. Hot montagne. Hot montagne. Like a lasagna or bolognese. Can be a bit hard to pronounce, so I asked little Mao just to call me that. Really? Quite the interesting pair. How'd you two meet? It was quite fortuitous. Last year I went to the mountains in the south for a spell and got lost in the fog. Lost in the sauce, if you may. A huge beast the size of Cal Eten Louis was glaring at me, and I thought I was done for. But just then, a little kid suddenly shouted at me. I followed the sound through the mist and got out and was saved. Otherwise, I would have been eaten just like that, and my family in Fontaine wouldn't have been able to claim compensation on my account. I know more about what goes on in the mountains than the grown-ups. Is that so? You're amazing, Little Mao. Mountain, I'm just gonna call her Mountain. Mountain, Grandpa Lou and Chief Lo are looking for you. Alright, got it. I'll be there in a jiffy. All the shows here are just too good. I ended up watching several, one right after the other, and now my legs have fallen asleep. But I can't just understand. I just can't understand a word. What sorts of stories are they even telling? It's about how way back when a huge carp and a monster from the mountains fought. You kill me, I kill you story. And in the end, everyone dies. That's a pretty concise summary. But don't talk about killing and dying so much, Little Mao. If you think about that kind of stuff too often, you might become a villain when you grow up. Since those in Qiaoying village are waiting on me, it's time to go. See you all later. Let's go watch the shows here again. The ones about people dying when you're about to head back to Fontaine. What a psychopath. Okay, now that we've solved the puzzle, we can get back to business. Little Mao, how about you? I like watching stories about people bleeding. What are you two gonna do? To be honest, we're not quite sure how to explain it. The water and soil in Qiaoying Vale are kind of out of whack, and we need to cure them. We need to cure them for everything in Qiaoying Vale to get better. I get it. Miss Paimon is trying to say that we need to restore nature. Yeah, that's right. You really are amazing. Little Mao, you got it right away. This is not a child. This is an Adeptus. Or a demon. Or a beast. Restoring nature, you say? Did someone talk to you about that? That's right. A friend who's always taking care of me told me. She wants to restore nature too. If we restore nature, everything will get better. So I want to help too. She also told me about you two. Oh, so you've seen her too? Huh? You mean my friend? Of course. Silly Ms. Paimon, how could we be friends if I'd never seen her? Pen pal? Pen pal? Randoms you play with on the internet? People you hop into a random lobby with in PUBG when it's 2017 and PUBG was still good, and you hop into a random lobby with them, and you actually have a really great time, and you end up having some great teamwork, and then you never hear from them again, and can't find or remember their gamer tag, and you never remember how to find them, and that'll be an interaction and a friendship that probably could have blossomed into an actual pen pal friendship, but you'll never know who. His name was Ben. We had such a good time during work. we had such good like coordination for he was a sniper, and and it was just like after I logged off, I was like, oh, I forgot to how do I find that guy? Never will be able to find him again. So Ben, if by some chance you're watching this, I'm still here, bro. Fair point. That makes things easier. Actually, we want to. Paimon remembers we need to find the Jade treasures in the water, and then do some Rainjade Rite. But even though we've come upstream, we still haven't found any clues. I know. Come with me. I'll show you where to look. What? Is it really that easy? Little Mao, your friend wants to restore nature, right? Yeah, and she's told me a lot, such as stories from before Qiaoying Village became Qiaoying Village, how the tea trees came to be, and more. She said that things will get worse and worse in Qiaoying Vale if the natural order isn't restored. Oh, looks like we're on the same page then. Little Mao, you just said you knew where we could find leads, right? Yeah, I don't know if it'll help, but when you mentioned Jade treasures and Rainjade and stuff, I just thought of it. Come with me. Yep, let's go. I actually really enjoyed PUBG back in the OG days, like when it was still new and kind of jank, and kind of before the lobbies got filled with just the usual multiplayer FPS trash. Kind of had that in Genshin. Play with another person every now and then, befriending another, and she got a job, and now she's logged off. Here, over here. Watch your step. There's moss on the cliff. It's slippery. Here we are. There's a cavern behind this waterfall. Stuff behind the waterfall. Finally. What? It's blocked off. Never mind. How about you give that Adeptus energy a go, Conry? The hell are you talking about, Paimon? Adeptus energy? I'm not an Adeptus. How would I possibly... Oh, hey, this. Ooh, we call that adventuring experience. You're amazing, Mr. Conry. Yanfei's half Adeptus. Does that count? What other half Adepti do we know besides Yanfei and Ganyu? Drenched deer. Whoa. Oh, hi! There's more water in here than before. Maybe I'll have to swim next time. There's a thing about water in caves that, what is it that if there's water in caves and you disturb the water in the caves, then it can legitimately like use up this is a really dumb way of putting it, but it can use up all the oxygen or can release gases or something. Because when water is in caves, it can collect those toxins, and if you disturb the water in the cave, it can release those toxins really easily, and you can just straight up suffocate because you just existed near water. Just scratches here. What huge claw marks and paw prints, like some huge wild beast left them behind. Oh, hey, a chest! Hey, hang on. Okay.
Remarkable condition.
Yeah, loads of untouched bacteria. However, you could, that's my secret base. You still camp here? You're incredible. You still need to stay safe. Sorry. It's fine. My friend will protect me. Ooh, cute. Wait, no, that's not it. Maybe it is. I have 5 of them though, but it's new. That's gotta be it, right? I just have 5 of them, maybe from Lanyan or someone. Unknown caves in general can have like a layer of heavy gases, yeah. Whoa. Ooh, murals. This is it. It's the clue I wanted to show you before. Also, speaking of murals reminded me of all the ancient ruins and that kind of stuff that have murals in, like Ochkanatlan and stuff. In whose trailer did we just watch? Or not trailer, but like teaser, like whatever that was. The end, like walking up to the big dome thing, the big like walking up to like the steam Flynn's, walking up to the big steampunk thing. It looked like Unified Nations ruins that we were walking by. This is it. It's the clue I wanted to show you before, right here. What on Tavad is that? So covered in moss that Paimon can't make heads or tails of it. Mountain, people, water, the power. Eh? There wasn't any moss last time I came here. No need to worry, little Mao. It's so humid in here, it's no wonder that there's moss growing everywhere. There must be a way to clear it. The moss came loose! Oh, that was easy. I thought we were gonna have to like burn it or something. Okay, what is this? Look, Conry, look! It's a scene of ancient people attending a festival and performing a ritual. Pretty different from the festivals we have today, Although the grown-ups in the city and the village all say that the Lord of Geo was the first to arrive in Chenyu Vale, I've heard that the people in the picture actually got here even earlier than he did. People back then used to throw bits of magic jade into the river, and they'd float along until they sank to the bottom. They saw it as a way to guarantee good weather, prevent the river from flooding, and ensure that the soil would be fertile. Based on what we'd previously discussed, I'm guessing that Chenyu Vale will only be fixed after we found some jade that was thrown into the river in ancient times. That makes sense, doesn't it? You're so knowledgeable. Suspiciously so. Was your friend also the one who told you these stories? You rule, little Mao. That's first-class guide material right there. Little Mao's a local, so of course he understands this place better than Paimon. Yep, and everyone will be really blessed and live happily ever after, and all that. But I much prefer hearing her stories about ancient wars and battles. She told me that the warriors back then were all giants who were over 10 feet tall. Got a reference to giants, by the way. The whole thing about, one of the things about Chenyu Vale was that big ring in the river that leads up to Yilong Wharf from Liyue. It's like, that rope is many times bigger than it needs to be. Like, many times bigger. The warriors of Chenyu Vale were covered in tattoos, and they had these massive jade axes that could chop a person in half in the blink of an eye. I love bloodshed. And the Millilith, led by none other than the Lord of Geo himself, were even tougher. They clad themselves in suits of armor that weighed over 1,000 pounds and fought with 100-pound spears. Apparently, everyone was at war back then, so much so that Bishui River turned crimson red. Later on, the mountains of the south became full of ghosts from that era. Even now, those who wander through the mountains might still be able to catch their singing on the wind. Yikes, scary stuff. Cover your ears, Mini Pie. Who's Mini Pie? Mountain's right, though. If you constantly think about that stuff, you'll turn into a villain when you're older. I'm covertly hinting. There's no way grown-ups would tell us these stories. They always say we're too young to hear them, that they'll turn us rotten and stuff like that. But I'm old enough already. I'm like 10. Plenty old enough. Hearing a story is not going to turn me into a monster. Besides, there aren't many adults still around who know these stories anyway. If my friend hadn't told me, I wouldn't have even had known the stories about this picture. Okay, fine then. Guess we'll move on. So, the grown-ups were right to say that those ancient people threw the jade into the river from somewhere high up. But where exactly? And where did all the jade float off to? Well, it must have sunk to the bottom, right? It's not that simple. If it was thrown in somewhere upriver, and even if it sank to the bottom, it would still be pushed downriver by the current, let alone after so many years. Besides, I've never heard talk of any ancient ritual jade being found upriver. Chenyu Vale is a small place after all. If there had been such rumors, everyone would already know about them. You know so much. You're a future scholar material, that's for sure. But what if I don't want to be a scholar? They don't earn much mora, and it sounds like no fun. Then become a traveler like us. What could be more fun than adventuring around the world? Seeing as you already know the site of the Rainjade Rite, what should we do next? Why don't we go somewhere up high? Let's observe how the river flows, seems to be where that was leading. If we want to see how the river flows, maybe it'd be a good idea to try the tall watchtower over at Yilong Wharf. You're a clever one, Miss Paimon. Of course. All right. I want to take another look around. Okay, let me know when you're ready. This was 4 point what? .4, along with retainer and gomming. It's only because of that scarlet orange that I was like, this isn't referencing Natlan, is it? But that wouldn't make any sense. Because when he talked about 10-foot people, I also thought of 8-Pac. Can I push you? I can push you! I can milk you. Come on. Oh, does he not count? He can't count. He does? Come on, Yanfei, use your legs. Use your legs, Yanfei. Use them deer legs. Is this how you're supposed to do this, or? The other one is easier? Because alternatively, I could grab a Zhongli pillar. Or get back in there! Or a traveler egg. Bro, come on! Come on, man! Oh wait, if you hit him, does he move? Abusing the local fauna. Typical traveler activities. Little Mal's like, what are you doing down there?
Excellent.
Oh, he was so pissed he reset his position. Oh my, how do I have this many Clearwater Jades? Also, what else do you need for your ascension? Oh, you need the boss a lot. You need the boss a lot, and you need more nectar, and you need a crap ton of those. Okay, you're a bit away from ascension, honestly, Lanyan.
Body and mind.
I have a granny to attend to, Lanyan. I'm sorry. Shall we go? Aye. All right then. What a beautiful area. The music and everything. I like how Lanyan's color scheme fits with the atmosphere of this as well. The mountains, there's a chest up there. The mountains have that like soft kind of green, teal, light blue to them. Look, from up here you can clearly see how the water moves faster through these narrows, then slows down again as the river widens out. The Jade must have stopped there. We should find what we're looking for there. You're such a real whiz kid. Papa's been wondering though, what's that massive thing in the distance? That's what she said. That huge thing is the Jade Mouth, a legendary jade ring that an Adeptus threw into the water. Oh, but the river curves around there, so the current should actually speed up. But the river gradually gets wider there. Yeah, so the rapid flow around the bend might have resulted in things being deposited along the convex bank where it widens. Fucking nerd! So there's actually a good chance that the Jade is at the bottom of the river somewhere around Jade Mouth. Of course, that's assuming that the course of the river hasn't been artificially altered. Not to mention, there's a fisherman's legend that goes something like this. Jades shall rise from the sunken mouth, or something like that. Anyways, let's go over and take a look first. Compared to little Mao, Paimon feels like she's completely out of her depth. This isn't our hood. This is his place. Like his nation. It's because my friend's amazing. She knows everything there is to know about the mountains, and she's taught me loads too. That's how I've learned so much. You just need better friends. Don't worry too much about it, Paimon. Yeah, that's right. Paimon has a lot of other strengths. Like having multiple stomachs and being the ruler of space. Whatever the case, let's go down and get on a bamboo raft. Yeah, Jade Mouth, here we come. I still don't know if I think that Paimon is Asmodee. I still don't know if I'm convinced of that. But I definitely think that she is like sent by Asmodee or something like that, or she has some close relation to Asmodee. There's almost no chance that she doesn't. Oh, board the thing. I just don't know if I believe that she is the Susty. But time shall tell. It's Bosu!
Someone coming aboard? Wait, is that little Mao? Come, I'll take you.
Alright, boatman, take us to Jade Mouth.
Alright, Jade Mouth it is. The other two, you're, tourists? Well, if you're here for sightseeing, there's not many locals.
Okay, you could say that, Mr. Boatman. Why is it on auto? Are there any stories about the Jade Mouth that I haven't heard before?
Knowing you and how much you love your stories, kiddo, must have heard them all by now.
Tell me more, tell me more.
Alright then. Well, I've heard it mentioned that the Jade Mouth was left behind by Rex Lapis when he marched through here to save the people of the Chenyu Vale. Legend has it that to prevent the naval advance from downstream, the local Adepti...
You're making it up as you go again, Gramps. There's no way that Leo's navy came up this river. I heard that the Jade Mouth was formed by a piece of jade left by a giant carp. In those days, a baddie god tried to redirect the river to drown the middle of the station of both banks of Chenyu Vale, but a giant whale snake and a giant carp, who were both her subordinates, disobeyed her orders. The giant white snake held up the baddie god, while the giant carp... She threw the jades she wore here. The jades pinned the river down, and ever since, we've had no more floods, and everyone can live peaceful lives on both sides of the river.
You might understand a lot, kid, but you haven't seen much. Take a closer look. There aren't any crops by this river. See, after it was pinned down by the jades, it's true that the river hasn't flooded, but it's also meant that it wasn't able to provide irrigation for crops. So once that wide, gently flowing river is today a narrow, rapid flowing such a river leaves no sustenance for the earth on its banks. And of course, that also means no people living peaceful sides on both its sides. No people living... I get it now. But did you just say that the Adepti were resisting the Lord of Geo, Little Mao? That's how it was all that time ago. Some people believe that the first Lord of all Leo was Rex Lapis, but in Chenyu Vale we believe that before he came, there were other gods and Adepti who protect our ancestors. There's a bird! I've heard Grandpa Lou say that the tea ceremony was actually for the Carp Adeptus who planted our first tea tree. There's a... Oh, but are those Adepti meant to be the baddies? They were serving under a baddie god after all. In some stories they're the baddies, while in others they're the goodies. But it was such a long time ago. Even the grown-ups don't remember much, so they always try to bluff me. Talked about that friend of yours again. How can such supernatural beings be held to our simple codes of right and wrong? As far as we're concerned, all the forces that have ever blessed and protected this land deserve our offerings.
There you go again. Meh.
Alrighty then, time to get off. We're here.
Thanks again, Gramps. As the river breeze blows, you hitch a ride. Okay. Well, here it is. This is Jade Mouth. Such a huge chunk of jade with other pieces on it are massive. Whoever threw it down, Adeptus must have been absolutely titanic. Adepti come in all sizes, shapes, and sizes. It can be as tall as clouds, as small as a hide pooled in leaf. How'd the rest of it go again? You get the picture. To sum up, Adepti rule. Yes, they do. Speaking of baddies, Renova did nothing. Baddie god renovation. Where are we going? Where did we come from? And where are we going? Pretty. Well, here's the Jade Mouth, but how are we going to find all that jade underwater? Ah, so that's how it is. The spring's cries ripple through the vales, and the shines depart from northeast shores. The heights and shallows in the southwest hide, sun and earth from each other divide. The eternal whirlpool that never churns, the beautiful jade concealed within. What's that little mouse singing about? It sounds pretty complicated. It's one of our local folk songs. I heard an old granny singing it as she was gathering herbs. It means, if you look out from the center of the river to the banks of either side, you'll see two stone shrines hidden to the northeast and the southwest. These shrines keep the mighty whirlpool in the center suppressed. I haven't answered the last bit. So the jade is all hidden beneath the whirlpool? Yep, sounds like we're going treasure hunting. Hooray! But the area between the northeast and southwest is so huge. After all, in a broad sense, the northeast and southwest of the Jade can include pretty much the whole world. Yes, I'm sure that's what it means, Paimon. They mean from Snezhnaya to Inazuma. You're always thinking outside the box, Miss Paimon, but there's no need to worry. I already have an idea where the shrines will be because, well, my friend told me. Come on, in the words of Optimus Prime, let's roll. Hold up, I have a question. Does anyone else think a giant maelstrom suddenly appearing here might not be too great? Oh yeah, won't that mean boats no longer will be able to sail in and out of Yulong Wharf? Yeah, but don't worry about that. My friend told me that once we're done with what we need beneath, the whirlpool would disappear completely. Otherwise, how would all the boatmen carry on making a living? Wow, so not just a smart whirlpool, but a considerate one to boot. Let's get going then. Okay, up here. A puzzle that spans the entire map, like something that lasts, that like can stretch with longevity would go pretty hard, honestly. Oh, there's squirrels here.
I stole your pine cones, and let that be a lesson to the rest of them.
How about we try using adaptive energy?
I'm a genius.
Was this your introduction to that? Because once you enter Chinyu Vale, you start this quest. And so if you've never done any more of the, and if you've never done any of these, then this would be your first one. Like if you hadn't explored and you just did the story. Oh, T. Guess that settles it. It looked like a sigil of permission. You're amazing. Even my friend couldn't do anything about the shrines.
Incidental gains.
Is there a fish I can use, madam?
Looks like there's something glowing between the pearls. What? Over this direction. Oh, right there. Hey!
Witness the power.
Be gone from this place!
Hey!
Inadmissible evidence. Boom. Chia. Ills be gone.
Everyone come here, or two of you come here.
No, my sword. Incinerate.
Enemy reinforcements? I didn't approve that. Hey.
Ring cutter. Time for your arraignment.
The hunted.
Oh, hello there.
Dancing in the wind. You're toast. Boba, get them.
Boba, get them.
Let me weave you a book.
Sit down.
We've been made. These mugs are regular heat-packing Brunos. Dust and something else. Someone's notes.
The spring's cries ripple through the vales. The shrines depart from northeast shores. The heights and shallows in the southwest hide. Sun and earth from each other divide. The eternal whirlpool that never churns. We have found the two shrines that legend speaks of, and it seems they, too, are related to our ancestors in the mountains. But the meaning of the folk song mentioned above remains unclear. We don't have a clue what to do here. We're just running around like headless chickens. Everyone got really worked up when they heard that our comrades excavating and shipping antiques were already making big more. Who knows how much longer we'll have to stick around here.
Well, not long. Because speaking of Adepti, a halfling, killed all of you. I don't need to make food right now. Wow, she's really right about you. You're pretty out of the ordinary. And that's a compliment.
Ooh, we can definitely write this off as incidental gains.
That's what you said the last time. Yanfei really deserves a proper build. She can be one of the top 4-star DPSs. I imagine that with the right build, the right artifacts, the right weapon, a C6 Yanfei could be up there with like a C0 5-star. She can hit pretty good numbers, even at the horrible build. She's still on Crimson Witch of Flames, and she has under like 150 crit damage. Huh. Even with a Widzith, under 150. We haven't seen the whirlpool from the song yet. What should we do next? How about giving that adeptal energy of yours a try, Conry?
My adeptal energy, you mean?
You just want me to carp over here? Oh. Whoa. Oh, look at the little fish. Quick, look at the whirlpools. Yep. I had time to read that, Hoyo. Rip Bosuvi sells this way. Hello, Digester. Oh, wait. Thanks for the first time chat. How do you look like a dog, cat, and squirrel all at once? We'll call it a talent. Although I'm not sure that's what history will remember it as. Oh, the fish. And just like the legend says, it's a golden carp. It's you again, Adeptus Fujin. Fujin?
Yes, indeed, my good sir.
Remarkable condition.
Ooh, fodder facts.
I'll take those.
Whoa, hang on, fish lady. Is it normal the chat on screen doesn't update? Nani? Wow! Whoa, hello! That's not who I expected to fight right now. There we go.
Nice and spicy. Swift as the storm. Incinerate.
I can barely see because we're in this cave. There we go. Man, Lanyan's shield.
Remarkable condition.
Lanyan's shield got hit pretty hard there, didn't it? Oh, it could be Twitch being weird. That happens every now and then. Unfortunately. What's up here?
Nothing at all.
Okay. I've got my sus glasses on a slight bit for you, fish lady. You seem a little too eager in certain regards for us to do things. Yanfei landed on the box. She's so small. Whoa. We're under the water. Oh yeah, that's thumbnail. Underwater. Yanfei is also an underrated pretty character as well. There's no shortage of good-looking characters in this game, like Nuvi and Beto, Dehya, but...
Conry and Paimon, we meet again. And who might this be?
Huh? You haven't met before? This is Little Mao. He's helped us so much along the way.
No, we haven't met before. But you must be a good child, Little Mao.
Hello, and yes, that's me. Miss, are you an Adeptus? You are, aren't you?
This is Adeptus Fujin. Thanks for all the help you've given Conry and Paimon, Little Mao.
It's really the legendary Fujin in the flesh. I can't believe this. I've heard so many stories about you, and now I know you're not some kind of big, slippery carp, but a lady instead, like a big sister.
Big carp? Honestly, what kind of stories have you been listening to, Little Mao? We know this. Little Mao only listens to stories about slaughter.
One is indeed an Adeptus, and as such can take forms as one pleases. This particular form seemed to be the most approachable one for conversing with humans.
She's like, I needed to talk to people, so I decided to become hot. It's like Qiaoying. Like, Qiaoying chose to look like that. Ganyu chooses to look like she does. That's confirmed, right? That the Adeptus choose their form, which is so weird that Shaper and Mountain Shaper and what's his other nuts, Mooncarver, chose to look. but they were, in their defense, they were trying to fly under the radar. Ganyu's have. Oh, that's true. So Ganyu and Yanfei probably can't.
From what you've said, you have a very unique scent, Little Mao. Have you met someone in the mountains before? Someone with golden eyes and a fair complexion, perhaps?
Not exactly, Big Sis Fujin. You're not talking about one of your other friends, are you? My friend from the mountains doesn't sparkle like you do, but she's also really cool. She helped me tons and taught me loads.
So it was her after all.
So your friend wasn't Adeptus Fujin after all? But Big Sis Fujin's my friend now too, isn't she?
Of course, Little Mao. I'm delighted to have made friends with you.
Way to go, Little Mao. You've met 2 Adepti. But I've met more. That's not what I thought. I didn't think I was choosing the asshole answer. What? I've met more. Whoop whoop. What? Don't worry about him. Anyway, does that mean Little Mao's friend is also an Adeptus?
As for whether Little Mao's friend counts as an Adeptus or not, I'm not quite sure myself. After all, Adeptus is merely a title, and it's hard to say whether Adepti are even people. The word Adeptus is like any other word, such as hero, villain, or idiot. No one is born an Adeptus, and no one shall remain an Adeptus forever.
That's true. So you've met that friend of Little Mao's that we were talking about, right?
Indeed. But it's been a long, long time since I last saw her. So now, I suspect that I don't know her half as well as Little Mao does. I'm not even sure if I still count her as a friend.
According to what Little Mao said, his friend wants to restore nature too.
I would imagine so. Anyway, I must ask you all to please take care of this piece of Votive Rainjade. Votive Rainjade. I had originally hoped it might remain here, as the same as it ever was, but I never expected it to grow quite so large. I used to love it so.
Used to grow quite so? The hell are you talking about? Does that mean that the big bracelet, the big ring outside wasn't always that big?
That Rainjade that you just mentioned,
Did it rain down or make it rain or something? Paimon's that's just another reference of Paimon being concerned about Mora. Did it, make it rain, so to speak? Of course not. After the great changes in our geology, the ancestors of the people of Chinyu Vale lost their ability to communicate with the heavens and lost the guidance of emissaries whose beauty was pure as moonlight. Henceforth, they began to take jade, which glowed as gently as the light of the moon, and cast it into the river. As they did this, they would pray for good omens or fertile land, clement weather, and for the river banks to hold strong. Over time, these rituals grew in power until one day.
Big Sis Regine, what happened next?
One day, the long war to become the gods who would reign over this world began. Afterward, the tradition lost all of its meaning. But though it was forgotten, its name is still passed down over the generation. To cut a long story short, this piece of Votive Rainjade before us was the very last one ever to be thrown. Just as the part above the surface, when commanded by an adeptal art, can be made large enough to stop a flood, its core too has been swollen by uncontrollable adeptal energy. Much of its power has dissipated into the surrounding area through the spirit veins. This power may also have affected the nearby flora and fauna, attracting and even making aberrations of them. You must be careful.
What?
As far as I can tell, the adeptal energy that has dissipated nearby should be sufficient to reawaken the hibernating Votive Rainjade. If this is the case, we're one step closer to achieving our goal of nursing the water and soil back to health. How should I say this? Connery, Paimon, thank you both. You're doing an amazing thing by choosing to help me, And Little Mal. Will you help me too? Will you help your big sis?
Of course. I want to restore nature too.
Is that so? Well, that's good. You're very smart, Little Mal. You'll understand everything later. Alright. Let's go our separate ways for now. I don't trust her. I don't know why. She seems so shady. She seems so... I don't know why. Once you've achieved the adeptal energy filled with Votive Rainjade, we'll meet again by the deep pool shrouded in cloud and mist to the south.
The south. Got it. Okay, and she's gone and disappeared again.
Yeah, well, we'll just do what Big Sis Regine said and restore this voting Rainjade's power.
Speaking of which, what's it got to do with voting? See? You're not that much brighter than Paimon.
It's Votive. Oh, right.
It's so complicated. Though, since you mentioned it, what does Votive even mean? And why is it called Rainjade again?
Exactly. What does it mean? So let's follow that's Adeptus' instructions. Oh, excuse me. Collect the scattered adeptal energy. It's a turnip. Not really even close to a turnip, but Semantics. A giant bell. Oh no, it's the bell.
Motion to compel.
Sit down. This jar. Wow, this jar. It suddenly got bigger. Interesting. Collect the scattered adeptal energy. Oh, and crystal flies is in there as well. Ah, monsters! Come on, my dear. I couldn't dodge away from that. She was still in her mantling animation. I'll heal you. Another strange phenomenon. Other lump of is this also considered Condense adeptal energy? Motion to compel. Look.
Oh, hey, come here. Come here. It's gone. Ah!
Oh, the power of water.
Time for your arraignment.
47K with no one else's help? Wow, we're going down.
Incinerate.
Squirrels.
The water helped, yeah, but still. Even with vaporized reactions, I don't expect Yanfei to hit those numbers. Were the okay, hang on. Were those other bros back there? Were they? I don't have a way back up, do I? Those other bros back there, were they for a chest? Like, is this where we're supposed to go? I suppose we'll loop back around anyway. There is something back behind here. It's awfully pretty in here. Oh, good!
Butterfly. Witness the power of Gua. Ills be gone. Motion to compel. Up and away.
Up and away!
Almost. There we go. Paimon never knew adeptal energy could turn into a forest boar.
Is this a big sis Fuji made by aberrations?
Definitely write this off as incidental gains.
There she goes. Okay, yeah, nothing over there, nothing over there. Fish portals. Is this where we were before? This is where we were before. Oh yeah, there's the thing. That's where we dropped down from. Think you can hit that barrel, Yanfei? Think you can hit that barrel, Yanfei? Think you can hit that barrel, Yanfei? Okay.
Rain cutter. Body and mouth. Butterfly. Get them. Boom boom.
Think you can hit that barrel, Yanfei? Okay.
Rain outlines your fate.
Let me.
Dancing in the wind. Incinerate.
Wow, that went right through Lanyan's shield.
Up and away.
I'll heal her. I'll feed my deer.
No, my sword. Rain outlines your fate.
Can I have that back? There you go.
Invisible evidence.
Yanfei's burst shield. Doing a little bit there as well. Where's this? Oh, there you are.
Boom boom.
Ah, the Liyue battle music. Heat-seeking fireball. Whoa! Sealy coming out from all over the place. Oh. How often do you guys play with Sealy? Less often than we would like to, but... Come on, Hoyo. Sealy plush. Make it so. Looks like the Sealy really like you guys.
Ooh, we can definitely write this off as incidental gains.
What weird sounds here? Here, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, and then we'll be right back. If you get sick, just go to the doctor or the vet. Mostly doctor, but vet if it's a horn problem. I love her little antlers. They're so cute. How would she put this top on with those antlers? I'll be right back. Oh, I forgot to mute when I... You know, I'm gonna put the we'll probably go back to this team because it's a pack of Liyue people, but
Yeah, let's get this over with.
I won't hold you back much. I'm never late.
what if I just put the team that I had my that I got my damage high with in here? These are timed, aren't they? The floating platforms. Yanfei. Oh, I gotta finally over. Yarg! What?
Let's appraise the value on this.
These weren't timed, actually. I thought I had to time it, like these would sink back down. The platforms would sink back down after a short period of time. And what the heck is this? It's an axle? It's a roulette wheel. Oh, wait.
Motion to propel.
Cheer! Hello, Jester. Welcome, welcome. Notland invades Leo. Okay, return to the Rainjade. Return to the skies.
Incoming.
The Rainjade looks totally different now. It looks like an artifact from another game, but I'm not sure which game I'm thinking of. It looks like some piece of ancient tech from like a different game. Why does that look so familiar to me for some reason? Seems like the Jade's starting to move. That's right, but according to the story, the riverbed should have lots of other Votive Rainjades. Why does Big Sis Fujin only want this one? Look, it's shining, almost as if it's resonating with the Adeptal energy on you, Conry. Why don't we just try using that power, huh? That should do it. That should do it. Wow, awesome. It suddenly became small. Curious. So then how big was the big bracelet outside? Because these are only shrinking, these aren't shrinking that much. That's the size of a town. Yeah, Paimon didn't think it just changed size like that. Guess that's a millennial treasure for you. It's just like you said, little Mao. They could be as tall as the clouds or as small enough to hide in a pool amidst pool and leaf. Yeah, well, looks like the Votive Rainjade's in our hands now. You're so reliable, Conry. Hey, Paimon worked hard too. Miss Paimon's amazing. So you're gonna take us to that deep pool shrouded in cloud and mist to the south, right now, right? Clouds and mist. I think Chenuville really does have places like that. But where? Tell us, little guide, and Paimon will take you there. Do you remember the place Mountain mentioned? The spot where we met? That place is super foggy, and I know of a secret cavern that leads there. Even the other locals don't know about it. It was my friend who showed me the way, and since you're my friend too, I'll tell you all about it. You've got an amazing friend, little Mao. Your friend of the mountains. Are they connected to Adeptus Fujin? She's told me lots of stories, and quite a few of them were about Big Sis Fujin. Well, any friend of yours is a friend of ours too. In fact, Paimon hopes we'll meet her on the way. Shall we go? Paimon's gonna take you all the places you mentioned, little Mao. Take us away, Miss Paimon. Let me... Seriously, there's no helping you, huh? Hang on a moment, alright, little Mao? Okay, the cavern's pretty dark, so you gotta be careful.
Oh, Jade, grant me this wish.
Going into a trance is risky for most people, so don't get any ideas.
What? Wasn't thinking about it, but... Okay, I did miss one over here. Where the hell is this? up there. That really tears through stamina outside of not land! Not land! Not land! There we go. Oh, this isn't a breakable box.
There's a lot of good stuff in here. Want to split it? Just kidding. You can take it.
And that one's on the surface. All right. I'm ready.
Let's go.
Let's be off, fellas spelunkers. An ancient sacrifice of sacred brocade. Go to Fogbank River. Foghorn Leghorn River. Why did Little Mao disappear while we weren't looking? Why did Little Mao disappear while we weren't looking? Did you run up ahead? There's lots of monsters up there. Oh, let's go and look. There's lots of monsters. Conry, Paimon! Eek! Mao, look out behind you! Oh, this is your friend? That's right. I told you before I had lots of friends, didn't I? Well, I just happened to meet her, so I got a hold of her to introduce her to you. Well, hello? I'm Conry and this is Mini Pie. I'm Conry and this is Paimon. She's afraid of strangers. I usually call her Bluey because I don't really know her name. Oh, don't worry about that. Conry and Paimon are great people. They've been accompanying me on my adventures. They're real experts in mountains and forests too. I know. I've seen. Answer me this one thing. Where did you gain the power to suppress nature? Suppress nature? What do you mean? Plants ensure the sunlight and fertile soil, creating fruit fit for the birds and beasts to consume. The digested seeds are scattered, and those which consume seed and fruit become bait for predators. Thus does everything return to the land. The snake hidden in the branches, the fish in the mountains, and the beasts of the forest. Traveling the realm of nature is wonderful, so why have you come? Oh, come on, Bluey, you don't have to be so fierce. You raised 2 questions. My adeptal energy comes from Adeptus Fujin. Our goal is to nurse the soul and water in Chenyu Vale. And the adeptal energy we use comes from... oh. Exactly. Something's off about Chenyu Vale's natural conditions, so Adeptus Fujin enlisted our help. If we don't, well, the tea leaves in Qiaoying village are going to turn worse and worse, and the village itself might decline. That's why she wanted us to perform the Rainjade Rite, which will restore the area. The Rainjade Rite. I see. You've answered 2 of my questions. You may also ask me to. Huh? Why do we have to do that? Give and take. It is only natural. You have 1 more question. Wait, that counted? Whatever. You ask, Conry. Little Mao said you want to restore nature. Do you know Adeptus Fujin? Yes, I do know Fujin. Basically, Adeptus Fujin asked us to help nurse the soil and water in Chenyu Vale so that the tea leaves in Qiaoying village will recover their original flavor. The new tea leaves taste better. More like before. More like... Whoa! And just like that, she's gone. Don't worry about it, Paimon. She's just like that. Sometimes when I'm not looking, she'll just vanish into the shadow of the trees. Then at others, the sun might dazzle me and the birds might call overhead. And there she is. In any case, guess we're all friends now. That's a word for it. Let's hope so. Just don't worry about it, Conry. Bluey's not big on politeness, but she's always been like that. Yeah, your friend's pretty strange, Little Mao. Speaking... You have a strange friend, says us. Is she? Well, for all you know, you're the ones who might seem strange to others. I mean, not only can you use Adepto energy to make the moss disappear, but you could make a golden stone things appear and vanish, and even turn into a carp and fly around, like in the stories. You got a point. That said, Paimon couldn't have imagined that the friend you always spoke of was, well, monster seems a bit rude, and thing might be pretty offensive. That's right, your friend's so blue. No wonder you call her Bluey. That's why I never told anyone. If adults knew that we were friends, they might lock me up. Wait, really? You'd go to actual prison? No, not like that. They just wouldn't let me go out. Make me wash my face, force me to read my books, and I wouldn't get to play in the mountains anymore. That's why I never told anyone. But you're my friends, so it's fine. Anyway, come with me. I've kind of taken it for granted after, like, from Fontaine onward. But compared to the rest of the video, I think that I think they used Fontaine water reflections. They genuinely look a little bit better than the rest of the UA. This is an awesome place I'd love to show you. Follow little Mao. Oh. Further into here. Force him into solitary confinement with Klee. I have fought the solitary Suani with my wife in her world to build her Xianyan. So I have fought that boss before. I tried not to look at its name or like its description or anything about it. It was just like, oh, it's an enemy. It's a giant Xuanwen beast. That's all I'm gonna think of it as. So if that has any pertinence towards Bluey, I don't know.
Get to work. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Incinerate!
A couple 30s and a 20 for Yanfei damage. Boop, boop. Just a blig blue flurb lol. What are your numbers at right now? 43, my word. No, you still got your normal stuff. Wait a minute, that's not your normal goblet. Isn't your normal goblet the off piece? Oh, that is an off piece. That's a gladiator. No, that's the normal one. She's still doing pretty damn good, though. Ooh. We have been here briefly, I think, when we first started exploring Chenyu Vale. And then I got to this area, and it was either you guys told me or like we collectively were like, this is story area, so maybe we don't explore here right now. But it is indeed very foggy and super pretty here. Actually, yeah, we did come here because I remember taking a picture with Beto right here. Oh, we're going in there. Okay, we'll probably come back out here eventually. Thanks for stopping by, Meru. Appreciate you. Have a good sleep. Look at this. This is what I've always wanted to show you by going this way. Oh. Didn't think there'd be one in here. Looks like green moss all over the place. Come on, Connor, time to use that again. What the hell is this? You're awesome. You pushed that moss away just like that. Like you did with the smoky cloud. Still, that wasn't there yesterday. Is this what they call nature? The moss wasn't there yesterday? That's how quickly this moss grows? Or is that what he's talking about?
Don't worry about it. Moss or hilly trolls, just leave them all to Connery. Little Mao, what's this picture about? Originally, I didn't know either, but I figured it out today after hearing Big Sis Fujine's story. This must be the stuff that happened before the mural on Mount Lingmang was made. See this? Long ago, people were able to talk to the gods and adepti in the skies by talking to that big piece of jade in the middle. The emissary of the gods would lead them and protect them. See, that's gotta be this shiny golden person standing in the middle. I bet that was a super amazing person. But later, just like Big Sis Fujin said, something changed, and the people of Chenyu Vale lost their guiding emissary, and they couldn't talk to the heavens any longer. That's how the Rainjade Rite came about. Huh, your story does make sense. Thanks. What do you think, Connery? You're a pretty bright spark, little Mao. Come to think of it, our ancestors were pretty amazing themselves, huh? The jades they left to us still have the power to restore nature. For something this old to still be so strong, the past must have been a sweller time than the present, huh? Ether. Thousands of millennia's old ether. Oh, that's not like how it used to be. The world marches onward. Things change. Comes in cycles. Leaving the accumulated detritus of the past in its wake. That's a really cool thought. Never thought about it that way. Mama thinks that you're the amazing one, little Mao. We've seen lots of ancient puzzles, objects, puzzles, mysterious powers, and monsters in our time, but Paimon's never considered this stuff before. Oh, you know what? Not thinking about this stuff at all is pretty awesome too, really. I bet you'll be just like my big sister when you grow up, just having fun adventuring everywhere. Oh, you have a big sister then? Well, we're not blood related, but she worked here in Chenyu Vale for a while. She'd go up to the mountains and run around in rivers, and I'd follow her. We discovered this little cave together. She said that this cave is my Rubicon. Not that I know what that means. It's a trail, it's a 4x4 trail. I wonder where she's off adventuring nowadays. I can't wait to receive my next letter from her. Yeah, this big sis of yours sure seems like an interesting person. I know, right? Still, Big Sis Fujin needs our help, so let's continue on. Oh, there you are. I was so worried. Wow, a golden carp! One was quite concerned about that the swirling miasmas and fierce beasts that roam might have caused you ill, but one sees that this is not so, and that is good. Thanks to the adeptal energy you possess, Connery, one has been connected to the golden carp here, thus gaining the means to speak with you directly. Connery, Paimon, little Mao, please come with me. She looks kind of derpy in fish form when you're looking at her head on. No offense, Madam Adeptus. I know it's very likely not, but this reminds me of the same design of that one picture that we got from Nodcry, and also of Ochkanatlan. And the volcano, dragon design stuff. What was that noise? Nothing but water ahead. Is there a boat? The fog's... There's a depression where the adeptal... Oh, we can Farina if we're in this. Before one such trivial matters were blah, 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 blah. Ow, what the hell? Can I get that? There you go. Oh hey! See, Lolly can ice bridge with her is it her burst or is it her skill?
Fulfill our pact.
It's her burst. She makes cryo swirl around her.
Much time has passed since I last emerged here. This was once a lively place, filled with the aroma of incense. Then the three of us could travel freely across the mountains and rivers. Yes, those days were like flowing water beneath the moon, dark yet sparkling oh so brightly. But enough reminiscing. Thanks to you all, I'm now able to return here and host the Rainjade Rite.
So, you're that person in the mural? Oh, I get it now. That person standing in the mountain, hugging that egg. That was you, wasn't it?
An egg? Come now, little Mao. That was precious jade. Casting Rainjade is a ritual of great power. The Votive Rainjade can calm rivers, improve the weather, but it can also be a thing of death and slaughter. Only the thinnest line separates curses and the adeptal energies that have aided you up till now. That is why I must make sure that the Rite does not fall into the hands of those who would do ill. That's why... Yes, that is correct. One was indeed the figure who hugged that egg in that mural.
Huh. Big Sis Virgin, doesn't this make you pretty, ancient?
Yes, it does. Still, I do like the name Big Sis. It does make me feel quite young.
But being called Adeptus is pretty alright too. Well, being called Adeptus is pretty alright too.
Well, certainly. Even if others title me as such, I am aware that I am hardly the equal of true Adeptus like Mountain Shaper and the rest. I am, in truth, the weakest of my band of friends. I cannot make medicines to save others, nor can I bound across mountains and plains. Even so, I could not simply lay the title down. It would have done the people of Qiaoying a disservice, I fear. Still, you may call me whatever you wish. After all, we have become friends, or so I would say. In any case, my days of being called an Adeptus are now consigned to history, just like this place has been. Once the Rainjade Rite was a day of great celebration, where we would commemorate the year of abundance using laughter, firecracker battles, and beast dances to frighten the ill omens away. This must appear like naught but forgotten ruins in the modern mind.
Well, not completely forgotten.
That's right. People in Qiaoying village told us that it was the almighty Adeptus Fujin who defeated the demons and planted the first tea tree.
But there's a tea tree in the middle of Qiaoying village as well.
Back on the bamboo raft, Grandpa Lu also mentioned that the offerings of tea were to a certain carp Adeptus. And wasn't there an opera sung at Yilong Wharf about the carp going around killing stuff? You were so awesome in those stories, Big Sis Virgin. Doing that stuff, killing people, slaughtering random... Also, people still do the wushu dance, you know.
Excuse me. You said it yourself. The definition of an Adeptus is...
Also, putting definitions aside, you're a friend, Fujin. That you shouldn't be constantly fretting about the Rite and stuff. You should live happily, like we're companions on an adventure. On an adventure. That's right, we're on an adventure together.
Right. Yes, you're right. Thank you. That was well said. Indeed, I was the one who asked you all for help. It wouldn't do at all if I just continued wallowing in the past, now would it? In any case, I'll need your help to prepare for the Rite itself. In any case, have you encountered any sacred simulacra in your adventures? Those were ritual spirits often used by the people in ancient times to protect their homes. There should be some nearby. Conry, Paimon, Little Mao, please help me put the simulacra in their proper places. That way we can restore the spirit veins using Rainjade Rite.
Leave it to us.
I will. I have faith in you. The sacred simulacra. During the earliest festivals, people didn't know how they should carve the statues, and the products turned into a real mess. Even that friend of mine couldn't help but burst into laughter upon seeing it. Sorry, Conry. Got lost in the past again. Got lost in the sauce again.
It was glorping.
Oh! Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, crabs!
Let's light it up. Time for your
You have no place here, crabs! Be gone. Okay. Simulankas are over here. Amidst the fog gathered on the river, shrines subdue the 3 sides, grant order, 9 enclosures, opportune. Oh. It's huge! Yep. That's a picture I need to take real quick.
Bring it.
Listen to the pretty music in this place. Kind of don't need to blur for cinematic effect with this, actually. Oh. Come on, work with me, camera. What am I stuck on? Sure. There's a crane up there. It was Cloud Retainer herself. Oh! Oh, we're getting high. Ooh. There it is. There you are, eavesdropper. Yes, yes. No mistake. That's it. That should do it. Let's report back. I'm back. The sacred simulacra are already. Thank you both. The Votive Rainjade has been returned to its priests, and the statues will come back to their rightful places. The Rainjade Rite is now ready to be performed. But will Qiaoying really recover once you cast the Rainjade in? That's right. Things will get better for us, little Bao. Nature, Jade, humans, all is divinely dictated. This changes the land and water in Qiaoying, the malicious fog and the spirit veins. They are all essentially a sign of the earth moving against the flow of time. Yeah. Huh. So that miasma-like thing is a manifestation of environmental disorder? That's right. You can think of it like Qiaoying's attempt to, how do you put it, return to nature. And what we intend to do here is treat the land and soil and rid it of this sickness. Return to nature? After all, before humans left their caves and mountains to dominate the world and regulate nature, and before Qiaoying or Bishui River got those names, the land, mountains and river had their own order. Even I sometimes miss the cool mountain streams and the great rivers that would ebb and flow with the seasons. I mean, I was once a mere fish that swam. But if we let nature seize control of its order once more, the people of Qiaoying will suffer and languish. I hope you can understand. Yeah. In that case. Ooh. Unique animation. Whoa. Hi!
Did it work?
That thing in the fog just now.
It seems I am too feeble in my current state. What? Well, we just got the Votive Rainjade and we placed the simulacra, but it still wasn't enough? I'm very sorry. It's not your fault. I just need more power to overcome this trial. Just as the adeptal energy in the Votive Rainjade has dissipated into the spirit veins, so has my power also left me across the long years. Huh? Will you grow really big just like the Jade? Probably not. Just think about it though. Super Adeptus Fujin, now 3 times the size. Well, is there any way we can restore your power?
The golden carp.
Ah, Conry, you are wise indeed. Before you found a few golden carp, I could not even muster the strength to appear. Initially, I thought that we just needed to gather all the ritual implements, and that would make up for the deficiency in my power. I was not entirely open with you before, but neither the present nor past me was anywhere near a match for the Adepti of the South. I feared you would consider me weak and unworthy of your help.
Gee, is that it? Paimon thought you'd have something more important to say. What the hell, Paimon? What? There's no way we'd abandon or not. We'd abandon or not make friends with you just because of that. I thought Paimon was being a lot. I didn't think that's where Paimon was going with that. That you are my friend has nothing to do with your status as an Adeptus. My friend told me lots of stories about you. In my mind, even though we just met, we're already friends. And I also want you to be happy, big sis.
All right. Thank you, all of you.
Well, that's more like it. So where should we start looking for these golden carp?
I believe you have to go through the Yaodi Valley. There will be a cavern there with a golden carp hidden within.
Yaoi Valley? What?
What? Who said that?
Is this a good, like, halfway stopping point? Let me grab this chest up here so it gets off my radar. Cool. Paimon's mind saved it. She's like, I definitely meant something much more offensive, but... Alright, cool. Let's get this chest, and then do, our pull for the day. Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not?
Bring it.
Get to work. Teamwork is dreamwork. Eat lolling, eat papa.
Motion to compel.
Oh my gosh, her shield's already down.
Fulfill our pact.
The pillow pact.
Letting brave names echo.
Everybody stand back. Show no mercy.
Invisible evidence.
I've just been sitting here just taking shots from them, not paying attention to if the shield was down or not.
Suffer the wrath of the East.
I did forget the shield, but then when I pulled the shield up, it immediately got destroyed as well, because I was just standing there attacking for no reason. I pulled up the shield last. Already, though. See, Lottie's at 8:56 EM. Because sack frag, and I actually did manage to whip up a triple EM set for her that is still a 4-piece of Cinder City. The problem is the sub stats, obviously, but to start out with, just having EM main stats is going to be pretty good to start this character out, and then I can slowly build up good main stat pieces for her. But I mean, look at the main stats on some of these pieces. Plus 12 defense. None of these work for her. None of these substats work for her. Oh, I forgot that does that. Ancient timber. Pot in hand, I admired the clouds atop the mountaintop, cutting branches to make swords, eating melons, fish, rice cakes. I exulted with cloud and mist, and a disciple suddenly appeared, with swift draw and lightning quick blade. I fended it off with a wooden comb, and with my stick sword I struck out, and thereupon parted. Laughing, I sang, "Why does this remind me of Shenhe? Stick sword and wooden comb?" Haven't read those before. Took 3 to 4 months in domain to get 2 EMs. Also, my Nahida has a 3-pack of EM, and so does Kazuha. That's a VV set and an off piece, and that's Deepwood and an off piece. So I guess that's where my luck went for, where is this fucking chest? Wait, don't go! Oh wait, the whirlpool is. Oh, there's a spirit corp right here. Ah. Yenfei. Stand. There we go. Oh. Boop. Bring the wooden vessel.
I'm keeping a lookout. Don't worry, there's no ambush.
Oh my gosh, that rat is flying all over the place. All right. Okay, we lost our 50-50. Excuse me. At the People of the Springs. Where else would be a good place to pull for Mualani at? Because we went to her shop when we lost 50-50 to Jean. And we got Jean. No, that's my wife got Jeaned. We got C1 Dia'd. She wanted to go visit the waters of Fontaine. Or the event area. Do you guys see where I'm heading? Why is there a chicken here? Why is there a chicken here? I still hadn't found. Why is there a chicken here? Please, please. Let's go where there are blubber beasts. Where are there blubber beasts? Where are there blubber beasts? Cause she did want to see blubber beasts, didn't she? She talked about that during the I could go right next to her and pull next to her herself. But if she's already right there, where's Kachina? Could pull next to Kachina. I don't need you messing things up. Come here. Come here.
Show no mercy. Bring it. Let the mountains be spoiled. Teamwork is strength. Incinerate.
Continue being staggered. I dare you.
Fulfill our pact.
The banquet is nearing its end.
That Bennett privilege of being able to stagger of a 2E operative.
Eat Papa. Time for your arraignment. Boom.
64k with Yenfei just then. Wow. The one time the fireball is actually heat-seeking. We also had this as a welcoming party when we lost 50-50 as well. I think I'm gonna keep the same welcoming party, honestly. Can't think of anyone else that'd make a better welcoming party. Okay, we have 5. Wait, that achievement. Crab achievement. Help Henri change his fate. Indeed, game. Help Henri change his fate. I have 2046 Stardust. Okay, where are we at after being Dia'd? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 29. If we can't get a Mualani by her banner's end, or if we do get a Mualani, I will not pull on Chaska. I will begin saving for Nodcry characters, for 6.x characters. Speedrunning it, speedrunning it, speedrunning it. Mualani. I always focus too much on this. And they get freaked out, and that's why they don't come home. I don't need one of those. I always forget that these don't have increased drop rate on limited character banners. 2 more. Boop. So then Flynn's is definitely going to be in 6.0 then, right? Because they just released one of his trailers then. Not quite. Not today. First phase, most likely. I wonder who they'll put him alongside. If they'll put him alongside another Nodcry character, or if they're going to pace themselves, because Nodcry is going to be a long thing that they have planned. It's going to be a lengthy thing they have planned. So, will they take the opportunity to, instead of double releasing characters, instead of doing a double release of Nodcry characters, Nodcry 5-stars, will they bring him back alongside an Alice Klee banner would be hilarious. If when they release Alice, it's alongside Klee's rerun. I would love that. Or this would be really cruel if they release Alice alongside Because what did she do? She burned her tail fur or something. Windrise, Whispering Woods. So it'd be in chapter 3. Little Yai has been the one managing the shrine in recent years. How she's grown. It's just a shame, really, to think that I can never again make her cry as easily as I used to. Oh, she didn't talk about burning her tail or anything. It's just that she. Hag Maxine. I thought that she'd quickly get drunk, start to cry, and start talking all silly, but she drank me under the table instead. Little Yai. Alright, I think that'll do it. For those of you who missed it at the beginning of the stream, I'll play that video again. I shall follow your orders. I'll play that video again for those of you who missed it at the start of the stream. We have a new damage high. Huge numbers for me, for my account and my characters. And then proceeded to follow that up with the same team but just changing the DPS. Which 346 460 is now, that now has surpassed any, and that was without food buff as well. So Mawika Xilonen Bennett Lali team now has surpassed even the trials that I've done, even the trial teams and characters that I have run. So the trial Arlecchino that I didn't hit a number bigger than that with her. The trial Mawika that I didn't hit a bigger number, and so on and so forth. So as far as screenshot damage, that is far and away, the biggest damage that I have. Now, because Mawika just has that one, the way that like my build is with her right now, she has that one big screenshot of damage. Arle also has a big screenshot of damage at 209 or whatever that was, but Arlecchino's normal attacks actually tend to be a little bit more effective. She can hit 50, 60k plus more regularly because she has more rate than Mawika. And so it really, and I think that, and also Mawika's attack speeds are a lot more slow on a single target. They can deal that damage to several targets, but Arlecchino can focus more on one and have a faster attack speed. So they're actually pretty comparable in terms of damage per second, because Arlecchino can attack faster, but Mawika has bigger numbers. So, but regardless, those are the two biggest screenshots that we have right now. So, onwards and upwards to 500,000, which with a proper build won't be that hard. My Arlecchino build is trash. My Mawika build is trash. Arlecchino has over 1100 defense. That's how bad her artifacts have rolled in that gladiator set. And that's a gladiator set, not even a fragment set. So, endgame stuff is, Spiral Abyss is gonna be pretty spicy these days. I think I can probably nab another star from floor 12 these days, depending on what the Abyss is. I've gotten 30 before, so I will probably be able to nab another star out of that. Who knows? Time will tell. thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you all. Join the Discord. Merch is linked below as always. Twitter, YouTube, this Twitch channel if you're watching the re-upload. And I'll see you next time. I don't think I have the skill or the builds to 36 star. But 36 star is becoming closer of a reality than it ever has been. So, thanks again. Appreciate y'all. We'll continue the Chenyu Vale quest tomorrow. Probably at the same time. Probably 1 o'clock Pacific time. So, thanks again. Appreciate y'all. Be good to each other. Drink water. Love you lots. Thanks for stopping by at the very last minute too, Nuvial. We appreciate you. Thank you for always always being a legit OG commenter on the YouTubes. Love you lots. Be good to each other. Drink water. Thanks again. Bye bye.